Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to TRG Central. This is Gary, and tonight we'll be recording episode 9 of the 2025 Road to the Triple Crown. This will be week 25 races on the schedule, and we'll set the fields for a couple allowance races and with some lower level 3-year-olds and finish up with the free play of the Ohio Derby, which will be running real life on Saturday. Last we'll look at the top 20 horses and fillies after the races, looking toward our BC races for the 3-year-olds later in the season. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the top 20. Of course, we end our episodes with taking a quick look and starting each episode looking at our top 20. Instead, the top 20 is telling us who are going to be in the TRG Breeders' Cup Finals races at the end of the season for both the fillies and the colts. Here we have the top 20 male colts. This is the bull still out on top. Let's move over to the females, which are the fillies. And here are the top fillies so far this season with Bacara, 5G, Cheer, and so forth. They're top 20. Now remember last week we had a couple move up, a couple fillies move up with Farley and Annie Farmer, picking up victory points in their last races. So let's go ahead and see what's on the schedule for week 25. And here we have week 25. We have a couple allowance races. These are peppered in the schedule just to get some of the horses that may not have run very many races in our season to pick up a couple extra races. And then we'll finish up the week 25 with the pre-play of the Ohio Derby. So as you can see, we need to add the field. So go ahead and add the field to the allowance race week 1. All the races will be run at Thistledown. And we can choose from all the races because this is open to all 3-year-olds. But we're going to do a randomly selected field and see how that turns out. So we'll run 8 horses in the race. All horses have been selected. We can always view the selections in the game log section of the TRG folder. And let's see what we have. We have mostly females in the race, which is kind of interesting. Highest rated female is Simply Joking at 80 points. Well, I shouldn't say 80 points. That's her rating at 80. Everything looks pretty good. I think we're going to save this. It might be a pretty interesting race. So we'll save the field. And we'll go ahead and add the field for the second allowance race. Hopefully we won't get any duplicates, but I've already forgotten who was in the first allowance race. So we'll do exactly the same thing. We'll pick up 8 horses and randomly selected. And this here is mostly a colts race with a couple fillies, and I don't think any of them were duplicated. We do have one jockey that has a favorite for 2 horses that we'll have to change. Looks like Passion Rules will be the horse that we need to look for. So the Passion Rules. And now we can view the card. And we see that Francisco Arietta also wrote Passion Rules. So let's see if we can find Francisco Arietta. There. Slide him over and replace Kendrick Camacho. And these are the weights that they would normally carry on a handicap rate. We don't see any reason to do a major change here. So we're just going to go with these and save the field. Out. And now we'll go ahead and lock all of the fields. Take a quick look here at the Ohio Derby. And you can see there's quite a few horses that have run a few races already this year. And we'll get to their past performances when the race is ready to run. So it looks like we're all good. Let's go ahead and run the next scheduled race here. That'll be the first allowance race for week 25, race 1. 10 furlong. That's a nice purse though, $220,000. And again, this is mostly dominated fillies race, so be interesting to see. We have Simply Joking as the favorite, but everybody else is all stacked up real close. Let's see what we have in past performances. Yeah, we have other males running a couple of races. Simply Joking is running 5, almost $500,000 there. Came in 6th in the Acorn her last race. Sweet. Quick kick. That's clear. In fact, you can see it. All the horses run at least right. And there's Friday running 3 races. And you can see this race is dominated by Simply Joking. Okay, so let's go ahead and head over to Thistledown. And this is using the chute for a 10 furlong race. That's a mile and a quarter on a fast track. Take a look. See here, looking official at the Stewart Tower. Everything's a go, and they're off with horse 5, Phantom 2 out of the gates first. And you can see heading into the first turn, we have Friday with the lead. Simply Joking is horse 3 and looks like about 4th place. Not really doing a whole lot so far. Here on the back straight, we have Friday still out in front with Princess M2 trying to catch up, but that doesn't seem to be working very well. And Friday has a pretty substantial lead on Princess M2. That's a 3-space lead going into the clubhouse turn. It's still Friday, and we're now in the home stretch. It looks like Friday is going to win the race. And a poor showing there for Simply Joking, which is going to end up fourth. But there you have it. It looks like Friday with the win. Vincent M2, and she's a sweet third, followed by Simply Joking. Friday spots off with $132,000, and since it's the allowance race, there's no victory points awarded. So let's go ahead and start up the second allowance race. It's 9 furlongs, and it's $230,000 purse. No victory points awarded. You see here, it looks like Lector Cafe is the favorite. We do have pasture rules and then the rest of the field. Take a look at past performances. All the horses have run at least one race this year. Look at Innovators running 7. Last one being the Fat Day Mile. And Lexor Cafe, which is the favorite somehow, it just won one race after an allowance race and didn't even come in the money. So that's an interesting voting here by the crowd here at Thistledown. And the other one, Ferocious, no money. Pasture Rules, no money. The Innovator, $260,000. The Innovator's the only one that's won any money at all. A lot of these horses have not won any or very little. So be interesting to see how this race develops. Go ahead and head over to Thistledown. And remember, this is a 9 furlong race, so you won't be using the chute like the last race. And starting here, a quick look through the field. And Tampa Moon. So let's see if Suet Towers already. And say all the horses are in the starting gate. And let's see, like Innovator might be out of the gate first. He is, and they're off. So heading into the first turn here, we have Ferocious with the lead, followed by Passion Rules. And whoa, horse 2 Innovator just passed them all, heading into the back straight with the lead. Back straight, it still has a nice lead for base lead on horse 7, Ferocious. It may be too much to overcome, we'll see, as we're here into the clubhouse turn. Ferocious is trying to make up, but no, he had a terrible roll. Looks like horse 2 is going to get trot in for the win. It's a nice battle for second place, though. And look at it, we have 3 tied for second. We'll see how that shakes out when we check the final standing, final results. Then we have an Innovator first. A Lector Cafe came in second, Ferocious second, third, and Dire fourth. Again, no victory points to one, but Innovator did trot off with $138,000. So that's it for the 2 allowance races leading up to the Ohio Derby. So let's go ahead and check out the Ohio Derby. That's our main race on the race card for this week. And the Ohio Derby, the 9 furlong race, grade 3, does award 50 Kentucky Derby victory points for the winner and a $500,000 purse here at Thistle. Okay, it's in the 10-horse field. We have quite a few horses all bunched together in the early morning line with Chunk of Gold being the favorite. Let's see what the past performances have to say. Let's see. Kapalooka, Bohemian Style, Massive Control. This is our first races in our season setup. We do have a few others in Brenton Baytown. Ran in 3 major prep races and came out with no money won. Chunk of Gold, the favorite's been in 7, close to $750,000, and then McAfee seemed to be the next best with 1 victory under his belt. But the rest of the field are not a whole lot to write home about. Looking at these, it looks like Chunk of Gold definitely is the favorite and the one that I would wager on. So let's head over to Thistledown and run the Ohio Derby. Okay, again, not out of the chute that we're running a 9 furlong race. Quickly go through the field again. Okay, that's your field. Looks like Clever again, maybe the first one out. Let's go ahead and go to the sewage tower. They're staying, all the horses are in the starting gate and they're off. Sewage tower. Clever again breaks out first. Let's see who'll be the leader out going into the first turn. And we have a nice race with 5 horses within 2 spaces of each other as we're going through the first turn. Chunk of Gold is now taking the lead over Clever again. So a pretty good race here. 7 has come up a little ways, Bohemian Style. Here in the back straight. 2 has a slight lead of a couple spaces. We go into the far turn. Clubhouse turn, it looks like it's going to be Chunk of Gold all the way. Of course, Chunk of Gold did have the better stats through our season, so it's not surprising. Although Clever again is trying to make a violent effort, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough. And there you have it. Chunk of Gold first, Clever again second, Terminal third, and Bertrand Baytown fourth. First over 500,000, Chunk of Gold trots away with $300,000 in 50 victory points. Be interesting to see if Chunk of Gold moves up in the top 20 standings. So let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. As you see, our schedule is now advanced to week 27. And here we have Indiana Derby and Iowa Derby on the schedule, along with a couple other Belmont Derby Invitational and the Dwyer Stakes. So there'll be 4 races, 6 races, all with points. In fact, Belmont Derby Invitational is awarded 100 victory points and $750,000. So be interesting to see who gets entered in real life for our next episode. Going back here, here's the fillies with Just check them out one more time. And it doesn't look like we have anybody up. So let's see if the winner of the Ohio Derby had any influence on the top 20 of the Colts. Fair chunk of goal. He picked up 50 points, so he passed 2 for his final gamut in T-Crowd. So that was a good race for him. Can't say it. Let's see who was second. Number second was Summer again and Calvino. Didn't think any of them actually. Or actually in the top 20. Actually, the top 20 has to get refreshed after every time it exits, just in case there were any races won. That's why the default setup that the top 10, top 20 qualifiers do not automatically appear, because as you play deeper and deeper into the schedule, the slower and slower is to calculate the leaders. Oh, as you see, none of the others got into the top 20 from the Ohio Derby. But we did, like I said, we did see Chunkago move up. So I think that's going to be it here from TRG Central. Hope you enjoyed this week's races at the Thistle Down, commenting on the pre-play of the Ohio Derby. And again, good night, everyone. We'll see you next time.